you ever wondered if there are still natural wonders the world chooses to keep hidden? No signs, no crowds, just wind, stone, and secrets whispering in the shadows. Welcome to the hidden masterpieces, places so strange, people hesitate to speak of them, afraid they might one day disappear. Terraced fields curve along the mountainsides like endless rivers, echoing the breath of the earth itself. Kelimutu Lake, where 3 lakes sit side by side, yet each bears a different shifting color, as if mirroring the moods of the planet. Each landscape is a forgotten piece of Earth's puzzle. Each breath here takes you one step away from the noise and one step closer to wonder. These are not the places you'll find on postcards. These are Earth's best-kept secrets, and today, you'll be one of the few to witness them. Join us as we uncover the secret natural wonders the world doesn't want you to know about. Yellowstone is the world's first national park, located above a massive supervolcano with a magma chamber miles deep underground. The landscape here features geysers shooting over 100 feet high, colorful hot springs, and natural boiling lakes that constantly release steam. The bright colors in geothermal areas come from heat-loving bacteria, creating vibrant bands rarely seen elsewhere. Beneath the surface are gas chambers and underground rivers still unexplored, which could shift dramatically if heat or pressure changes. Kelimutu Lake is a mysterious natural phenomenon with 3 crater lakes on a volcano that are famous for changing color in unpredictable ways. The water can shift from blue or green to red or black, depending on mineral content, oxidation levels, and volcanic gas activity. The sight of color-shifting lakes under the open sky feels like a moving painting created by nature. Beyond natural beauty, The lakes hold spiritual meaning for locals who believe the souls of the dead rest in the three sacred lakes based on their past lives. The surrounding area is home to rare species like the Flores crow and Wallace's hanging parrot. The site is now strictly protected, with conservation programs and public education efforts to safeguard its ecosystem. Plitvice Lakes National Park is famous for lakes that change colors from blue to green within a few hours without being affected by the weather. There are deep limestone whirlpools under the water that feel like they are pulling things down even though the surface looks calm. Some waterfalls appear and disappear within days without any clear natural pattern or cause. Trees around the lakes do not rot, even though they are underwater all year, and their bark seems to be turned into a mineral shield. At night, the water sometimes glows softly without any artificial light, likely caused by rare natural bioluminescence. Many visitors say they lose track of time while staring at the calm and mysterious views, sometimes standing still for hours without noticing. Danakil Depression lies about 410 feet below sea level and is one of the lowest and harshest places on the planet. The average annual temperature here can reach around 116 degrees Fahrenheit, with dry conditions and air filled with sulfur fumes. The landscape stands out with green acid pools, bright yellow sulfur deposits, and endless fields of white salt. Despite the extreme environment, some special bacteria species survive and adapt here, challenging the limits of science. When sunlight hits the surface, the entire region reflects multicolored lights like a world from outer space. The air is thick with the smell of sulfur and heavy white vapors, creating an overwhelming and mysterious atmosphere. Benajul Cave is a special sea cave hidden under cliffs along the Atlantic Ocean, and it can only be reached by boat, swimming, or kayaking, depending fully on the weather and tides. The most striking feature of the cave is the natural dome roof, with a giant round hole called the Eye of the Sky, where sunlight shines directly down to create a glowing beam in the darkness. The inner rock walls reflect the light differently throughout the day, producing magical colors from orange to yellow to soft pink. Inside the cave is a smooth golden sand beach, separated from the outside world, like a secret shore protected by nature. Ocean waves echo steadily inside the enclosed space, making a background sound like natural music. Standing in the middle of the cave and looking up at the light shining from the eye of the sky gives many people a sacred feeling, like entering a sea temple where time, sound, and light blend in rare perfection. Chingy de Bemaraha is famous for its strange limestone forest, where towers reach about 230 feet high like thousands of rising stone swords. The landscape was shaped by acid rain and strong winds over millions of years, creating a naturally dangerous and beautiful maze. The word Tsingji, from the local language, means where one cannot walk barefoot because of the extremely sharp rock surfaces. Some fissures are hundreds of feet deep, forming terrifying yet beautiful natural abysses hidden within the stone forest. Beneath the sharp rocks, vast caves remain largely unexplored, hiding secrets from deep inside the earth. The rough and wild beauty of Tsingy de Bemaraha makes it one of the strangest and most mysterious natural wonders on the planet. Richard's structure is famous for its giant concentric circle shape about 30 miles wide, appearing from space like a mysterious eye in the desert. At first, many people thought it was a crater or meteor impact, but it actually formed through erosion and geological processes over millions of years. Ancient rock layers were worn down one by one, creating the unusual and beautiful ring effect seen today. The rock rings are more than 100 million years old, dating back to the time when dinosaurs still roamed the earth. Sunlight, reflecting on the rock surfaces, makes the structure appear to shift and move slightly when viewed from above. Nature unintentionally created a masterpiece that goes beyond human imagination through the slow work of time and natural forces. Changi Dangxia is one of the most unique geological wonders in the world, featuring colorful mountain ranges formed from sedimentary rock layers that are millions of years old. The park is located deep in a semi-desert region, hard to reach and far from major cities, helping it stay wild and untouched. What makes it special is that the mountain colors change with sunlight, glowing most at sunrise and sunset when the rocks reflect red, orange, and yellow shades like fire. This happens due to the oxidation of minerals under weather effects, creating a rare rainbow-on-earth look. Unlike usual mountain ranges, Changi Dangxia has no thick vegetation, exposing all the rock layers that clearly show Earth's geological history. The landscape makes many visitors feel like stepping into another world, where nature shows a level of creativity beyond human imagination. Kachemak Bay State Park is the first state park in Alaska and covers about 625 square miles with a dramatic mix of coasts, forests, glaciers, and snowy mountains. The park has a special ecosystem with over 125 species of fish, many marine mammals, and hundreds of invertebrates living in the wild. Its twisted rock formations show a long history of powerful geological forces that helped shape the area's majestic beauty. Tide zones filled with starfish, crabs, and other sea creatures act like a living museum of the ocean. A real story happened when a woman survived after falling into an ice lake by holding onto the body of a snowshoe hare. The park is being protected with new efforts to expand public access and keep the natural environment untouched. Svartifoss is one of the most unique waterfalls in Iceland, known for its tall, black hexagonal basalt columns surrounding the white flowing water. These columns were formed by slow-cooling volcanic lava, creating natural shapes with sharp edges. The waterfall is about 65 feet tall and located in rough mountain terrain, only accessible by walking along a winding trail through forest and hills. When sunlight hits the surface, the rocks reflect a metallic shine, sometimes showing silver or deep blue colors depending on the time of day. Svartifoss is not just visually stunning, but also inspired many buildings in Iceland thanks to its symbolic natural column design. Standing in front of the waterfall gives a feeling of awe and sacredness, as if nature is telling a story of perfection and patience shaped over millions of years. Caño Cristales is called the most beautiful river in the world because of its magical blend of 5 vibrant colors. The colors here do not come from minerals or chemicals, but from a plant called Macarinia clavigera that only survives under special light and water flow conditions. Each year, only for a few months from around June to November, the river transforms into a glowing ribbon of colors. Small waterfalls, deep pools, and ancient cracks give the riverbed a rugged and mysterious shape, like another world. When sunlight touches the water, it creates a mirror-like illusion effect, making the entire river seem to melt into a surreal space. This scene makes Caño Cristales one of the rare natural wonders that the human eye can truly witness in a lifetime. Socotra is famous for its strange ecosystem, where about 37% of plant species exist nowhere else on Earth. The dragon blood tree, with its inverted umbrella shape, has become a strong survival symbol of the island. The climate in Socotra is extremely hot and dry, but valleys inside stay green due to the plant's amazing adaptations. The landscape combines dry desert, towering stone mountains, and strange vegetation, creating scenery that feels like another planet. Insects, birds, and reptiles on the island evolved separately, making them some of the world's most unique species. Socotra has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for its pristine biological value and its incredible otherworldly beauty. Ilulissat Ice Fjord is where natural melting creates 10% of the world's drifting ice each year, with huge blocks that can shift entire cargo ships. Massive ice walls over 330 feet high sparkle under the Arctic sunlight, creating a landscape that looks like it's from another planet. This is the fastest moving glacier in Greenland, reaching speeds of up to 131 feet per day, which is extremely rare in nature. This place is also called the Climate Black Box, preserving the Earth's climate history inside ancient ice layers. The giant icebergs from this site have drifted as far as the Atlantic Ocean and may have caused the Titanic disaster. The entire view here forces people into silence, filled with awe and deep respect for the power of nature. Lençóis Maranhenses is one of the strangest national parks in the world, where white sand dunes stretch for miles and are filled with rainwater lagoons during the rainy season. Although it looks like a desert, this place actually receives a lot of rainfall, creating a surreal scene not seen anywhere else. The lagoons formed between the dunes can be several feet deep and change color from turquoise to emerald green depending on sunlight. It is also home to a unique type of fish that survives dry periods by hiding beneath the sand until the rain returns. The peaceful and vast landscape shifts with the light throughout the day, making visitors feel like they are walking on another planet. With an area of more than 580 square miles, this park is a perfect example of the magical interaction between water, wind, and sand. Defy is an ancient clay pan surrounded by giant red sand dunes, creating a surreal scene that feels like standing on another planet. This place was once a wetland full of trees, but after water was cut off, the dry climate killed all vegetation. The dead trees are over 600 years old and have not decayed because the air is too dry, turning them into natural black sculptures. They stand on cracked, white clay ground, surrounded by sand dunes reaching up to 980 feet tall. The strong contrast between black trees, red sand, and deep blue sky makes the landscape truly unforgettable. The view at Defy not only stuns visitors, but also inspires deep reflection about nature's power and the fragility of life. Tongariro National Park is famous for the brilliant green glow of the emerald lakes, created by sulfur and silica minerals dissolved in the water. These lakes sit among a barren, volcanic landscape surrounded by red earth and constant rising geothermal steam. In the morning, the area can be freezing cold, but by summer midday, the ground surface can become burning hot under the sun. The clear lakes reflect sunlight into sparkling emerald colors, creating a surreal scene among the dry, rugged terrain. Nearby volcanic craters are still faintly active, showing the ongoing power and slow transformations of the landscape. Emerald lakes are seen as precious jewels of the volcanic land, capturing beauty that is both fragile and fierce from deep within Earth. Ishigualasto is known as one of the oldest and strangest landscapes on Earth, preserving remains of the first known dinosaurs. The fossils are around 230 million years old, offering a rare and vivid record of how life evolved on the planet. The terrain is dry and silver grey, shaped like the moon, with mushroom rocks, round boulders, and colourful sediment layers. Wind and time sculpted the landscape into surreal shapes that seem carved by an artist from another world. Some stone slabs make sounds when tapped, a rare acoustic effect known as singing rocks. Local people believe this land is a time gate, where the past still exists silently between layers of ancient stone. Cathedral Gorge is known for its narrow rock passages and tall clay towers that look like natural cathedrals carved from the earth. The narrow corridors are only about 1 to 3 feet wide, making visitors feel like they're walking through living stone walls. The landscape was shaped over more than 1 million years of erosion, turning clay layers into a strange, winding maze. When sunlight enters the slots, the walls glow orange, red and purple, creating the feeling of a cathedral made from light. In the afternoon, the entire landscape shifts color with the sunlight, producing a rare visual effect. The soft yet powerful beauty of the clay formations makes Cathedral Gorge a living masterpiece of nature and time. Onyanga lakes lie deep in the Sahara Desert, where both fresh and salty water strangely exist side by side in one of the driest places on Earth. Some lakes reach depths of up to 66 feet, and even though summer temperatures often go beyond 122 degrees Fahrenheit, the water doesn't fully evaporate. The lake colors shift based on algae growth, sometimes mysteriously turning red or green. The landscape has been compared to Mars on Earth, drawing the attention of curious scientists. Even without rainfall and no rivers flowing into them, these lakes still support ecosystems, proving the resilience of nature. Lago di Sorapis is a glacial lake located at about 6,200 feet high, formed by meltwater from ancient snow flowing off limestone peaks. The lake's bright turquoise color comes from fine suspended rock powder that reflects sunlight and creates a surreal painting-like beauty. Vegetation around the lake includes conifer trees, mosses, lichens, and some mountain flowers, typical of temperate zones. The lake is home to high-altitude bird species and many insects that adapt to cold weather. Although not tied to historical events, the lake has inspired many artists and nature lovers. Today, visits are strictly managed through marked trails, and swimming or camping is banned to protect the lake's untouched beauty. Skellig Michael is a remote rocky island known for its ancient monastery, built completely by hand in the 6th century at nearly 720 feet above sea level. To reach the monastery, people must climb over 600 rough stone steps with no railings or safety equipment. Monks who lived here were fully self-sufficient, collecting rainwater and staying in stone huts through cold ocean winds. The rough landscape and harsh weather often isolate the island for days, making boat access impossible. The structures were made by stacking rocks without any glue or cement, yet they have survived centuries of storms. Its raw, lonely, and otherworldly appearance has made it a symbol of sacred and mythical lands. Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park was formed on limestone more than 400 million years old, making it one of the oldest karst areas in Asia. Erosion over millions of years created huge cave systems, some stretching for dozens of miles and filled with stalactites reaching tens of feet high. Towering limestone formations, underground rivers, and ancient forests together create a rare and unique landscape. Its ecosystem includes more than 100 mammal species, 300 bird species, and many rare animals like the Hatin langur and clouded leopard. Beyond nature, the park also holds historical value, once serving as shelter during wartime and preserving indigenous cultural traditions. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the park is now strictly protected through visitor limits, ecological monitoring, and sustainable tourism efforts. Yangikala Canyon in Turkmenistan is one of the most impressive natural wonders that few people know about. Located deep in a semi-desert area, it is almost completely separated from the modern world with no tourism services or infrastructure. The cliffs rise hundreds of feet high and are formed by layers of colorful sedimentary rock, creating a wall of fire effect in nature. Light changes throughout the day cause the canyon to shift colors from bright white to deep red, creating a surreal landscape. Namib is one of the oldest deserts on Earth, formed around 55 million years ago from geological activity and global climate changes. It is known for giant, red sand dunes rising over 980 feet and thousands of strange circles in the ground called fairy circles. These circles range from 6 to 49 feet wide and are spread across dry land as if drawn by an invisible hand. When viewed from above, the area looks like a massive abstract painting stretched across the heart of the desert. Ancient legends say fairy circles are footprints of gods or places where ancestral spirits protect the land. Conservation efforts are growing to preserve the unique ecosystem and protect this one-of-a-kind geological phenomenon. Banff National Park is one of the most impressive national parks in the world, with terrain formed over 75 million years by rising earth crust and glacial erosion. Winter temperatures can drop to -40 degrees Celsius, freezing all large lakes and waterfalls in the region. The lakes have a unique turquoise color because of fine rock dust crushed by glaciers, creating a surreal beauty like a painting. Some mountain peaks here reach up to 1,100 feet, rising straight into the sky and creating a breathtaking feeling. This place is also the natural habitat of grizzly bears, wolves, and moose, all living wild and untouched by humans. The entire scenery is a magical combination of glaciers, hot springs, extinct volcanoes, and untouched high mountains, forming an almost unreal world. Egen crater is famous for having the world's largest acid lake, reaching over 656 feet deep with a surreal emerald blue color. The lake's pH is nearly zero, creating an extremely corrosive and dangerous environment for humans. Strange blue flames appear when sulfur gases ignite under low oxygen conditions, forming ghostly streams of fire along the mountain slopes. The crater has a diameter of about 0.6 miles, with landscapes that change colors depending on the daylight or dusk. The concentration of sulfur gas is so high that visitors must wear gas masks when approaching the crater lake. The breathtaking beauty, combined with hidden dangers, makes Egen Crater one of the rarest and most mysterious natural sights on Earth. Lake Natron is famous for its ability to turn animals to stone because of high alkalinity and temperatures reaching around 120 degrees Fahrenheit. The lake appears red or bright pink due to salt-loving algae and bacteria that thrive in extreme conditions. Despite its deadly appearance, the lake is the only breeding site for millions of lesser flamingos in the world. The water's temperature and colors change seasonally, creating different stunning views when seen from above. The red algae in the water is the main food source, helping flamingos survive in this harsh environment. The mix of surreal beauty and danger makes Lake Natron one of the most extraordinary places on the planet. Longji Rice Terraces is called the Dragon's Back because its soft curves look like the scales of a divine dragon. The terraces stretch continuously from the mountain foot to the summit, reaching about 3,600 feet high, with a total length of more than 12 miles if straightened. A magical natural water channel system was created to let water flow evenly through each terrace without pumps. A legend says that the spirit of a dragon lives beneath the earth and sends rainwater to fill the terraces every rainy season. The temperature difference between the mountaintop and foot often creates thick fog covering the terraces, making the scene look like a fairyland. After more than 6 centuries, this place still stands strong thanks to a mysterious living stone foundation technique left by ancestors. Devil's Kettle is a mysterious natural wonder formed thousands of years ago when glaciers melted and created strong basalt rock layers. This place is famous for the river splitting into 2 parts, with one part disappearing into a deep hole without a clear destination for many decades. The natural landscape with powerful waterfalls, drifting mist, and endless green forests creates a mysterious nature scene. The ecosystem around Devil's Kettle is rich, home to moose, black bears, red foxes, and many rare birds. Today, Devil's Kettle is strictly protected, and eco-tourism activities are carefully managed to allow exploration and conservation at the same time. Visitors are encouraged to respect and help protect the fragile ecosystem of this unique natural wonder. Blue Hole is famous for its almost perfect round shape, naturally carved by thousands of years of wind and wave erosion on limestone. This hole is about 33 feet wide and about 50 feet deep, with watercolors changing from deep blue to turquoise depending on sunlight. Divers describe the feeling of swimming through the underwater arch at Blue Hole as stepping into a completely different world, separated from reality. When the tide rises, water flows through rock crevices, creating strange, murmuring sounds, as if the ocean is whispering secrets. The limestone surface around Blue Hole continues to slowly change over time due to natural forces, keeping the hole's shape from staying completely fixed. On sunny days, Blue Hole reflects the bright blue sky, creating the optical illusion of a sea eye quietly gazing into endless space. Cuevas de Marmol is famous for its marble cave system, formed over 6,000 years by constant wave erosion into solid limestone. The cave walls shine in blue, silver, and turquoise colors that change depending on sunlight and the level of the water. When light passes through the clear water, the entire cave glows like a surreal crystal palace beneath the surface. During spring, when the water rises, the marble domes sink below the surface, making it feel like swimming through hidden hallways. The complex swirling patterns on the stone walls follow no set rule, being purely random creations by natural forces. The combination of sunlight, vivid colors, and pure limestone has made marble caves one of the most mysterious natural wonders in the world. Cappadocia is famous for its strange fairy chimneys formed from soft volcanic ash and hard basalt rock protecting the tops. Some rock pillars reach up to about 130 feet tall, looking like giant stone mushrooms growing in a desert of rocks. The stones here change colors with sunlight, shifting from white to pink and then to soft purple, creating a painting-like scenery. Dry winds and harsh climate have sculpted the rocks into new strange shapes over thousands of years. At sunrise, light hits the stone towers, making the whole valley glow like a magical kingdom turned to stone. Cappadocia is often called the land where imagination comes to life through nature's incredible creations. Mount Roraima is famous for its giant tabletop shape and vertical cliffs reaching about 1,300 feet tall that challenge every expedition. The summit is a wide, flat plateau, always shrouded in thick layers of misty clouds all year round. The ecosystem on the summit has evolved in isolation, featuring strange plants and creatures found nowhere else on Earth. Large cracks, tens of feet wide across the summit, create unpredictable and mysterious rugged terrain. Waterfalls cascade from the mountain edges straight into deep abysses, forming dreamlike clouds of white mist. The surreal beauty of Mount Roraima is believed to have inspired the famous novel The Lost World, by Arthur Conan Doyle. Cerro Rico is famous as a massive source of silver that dominated the global economy during the 16th and 17th centuries. The mountain rises about 15,500 feet tall, with an almost perfect cone shape standing out across the dry highland landscape. Hundreds of tunnels have been carved deep into the mountain, creating a giant underground maze lasting through centuries. Silver veins reflect sunlight across the mountain surface, making Cerro Rico appear to glow during early mornings. Over time, the summit has slightly collapsed, making the current height lower than during its golden era. The mountain is called the Man-Eating Mountain because its great wealth came with an incredibly high human cost. Teplitz Rocks is a massive sandstone area with natural stone towers reaching up to 330 feet, standing like medieval castles in the forest. The shapes of the rocks are strange, with many looking like faces, animals, or mythical figures, as if the world was turned to stone by nature. Some narrow passages are only about 20 inches wide, so visitors must turn sideways to pass through in the dark. Some people have heard echoes between the cliffs, feeling like someone is walking behind them even when they are alone. When sunlight passes through the cracks, shadows move with each step and create strange visual effects. The landscape looks like a living fossil maze, wild, magical, and a little eerie in the middle of untouched nature. Fingal's Cave is a sea cave with rare hexagonal basalt columns formed by slow cooling lava millions of years ago. The stone pillars are evenly tall and packed close like giant organ pipes, creating perfect symmetry shaped by nature. The cave sits on a remote volcanic island in the ocean and can only be reached by boat, depending on the weather. Inside, the tall stone dome and echo from ocean waves create a sound effect, like a pipe organ, inspiring many composers and artists. Fingal's Cave is not just a geological wonder, but also a natural sound sculpture rarely found in the world. Standing inside the cave and hearing long echoes from the sea makes many people feel like entering a surreal space. Valley of Flowers is one of the most vibrant natural wonders in the Himalayas, located at an altitude of about 11,000 feet, formed by tectonic activity and glaciers millions of years ago. Every summer, melting snow provides abundant water, allowing over 500 species of flowers to bloom and cover the grasslands in bright colors. The beauty becomes even more magical when mixed with majestic mountain views and fresh air. Besides plants, the valley is also home to rare animals like the Asian black bear, snow leopard, blue sheep, and mountain birds. Because of its unique biological and cultural value, it was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1988. Huacachina is a rare oasis in the middle of a vast desert surrounded by sand dunes as high as 330 feet, creating a fairy tale landscape. The lake exists thanks to an ancient underground spring, despite the dry climate and lack of rivers. Green trees grow along the lake edge, showing a strong contrast between the green of life and the golden color of desert sand. At sunset, sunlight reflects on the lake and sand dunes, creating a surreal view like another world. A local legend tells of a princess whose tears created the lake, adding mystery to the already magical place. Visitors often feel like they are walking through a dream, where nature and people survive together in extreme conditions. Mono Lake is an ancient saltwater lake about 76,000 years old, known for its harsh but unique ecosystem. The water is 3 times saltier than the ocean, and so alkaline that it cannot be used for drinking or farming. Its most famous feature is the strange tufa towers that rise from the lake, formed by a reaction between groundwater and carbonate-rich lake water. There are no fish in the lake, but there are billions of brine shrimp and alkali flies forming a food chain that supports millions of migratory birds. The flies here can dive underwater and still breathe thanks to a waterproof coat of hair. Mono Lake was once seriously threatened by water diversion, but today it stands as a symbol of successful environmental restoration. Perikutan is one of the few volcanoes in modern history that people witnessed forming completely from the ground. In 1943, it suddenly appeared in a flat field, and within 24 hours, the ash column rose over 3,000 feet high. In less than 1 year, the volcano grew to about 1,100 feet tall and continued erupting for nearly 9 years afterward. Lava flows buried homes and farmland, leaving a frozen landscape that looks like the surface of the moon. The surrounding landscape holds a surreal beauty, mixed with the raw force of Earth's natural power. Perikutan is not just a strange geological event, but a powerful reminder of nature's sudden and unstoppable transformations. Katue Tent Rocks is famous for hundreds of cone-shaped rock columns formed from volcanic ash and lava millions of years ago. The rock columns range from about 3 to over 90 feet tall, often topped with hard stones like hats that slow down erosion. The scenery was shaped by constant wind and rain, carving soft-flowing lines into the rock like natural sculptures. As sunlight shifts through the day, the surface colors change from cream to pink, orange, and soft purple in a surreal effect. Some of the stone passages are so narrow that only one person can pass through, creating the feeling of exploring an ancient maze. The landscape's raw beauty and movement make it one of the most unusual and captivating geological wonders on Earth. Chiribiquete is the largest national park in Colombia, with an area of more than 17,000 square miles, covered by untouched rainforest and tall tabletop mountains. It is famous for more than 75,000 ancient rock paintings showing flying humans, hybrid creatures, and mysterious rituals from isolated ancient cultures. The scenery features flat mountain tops rising above the jungle, often covered in clouds like floating islands from another world. Scientists believe the ecosystems on the mountaintops evolved separately for millions of years and contain species never documented before. Some zones inside the park are completely off-limits to protect native tribes that have never contacted the outside world. Chiribiquete holds a unique mix of spiritual mystery, evolution, and ancient art hidden deep within nature. Lake Hillier is famous for its bright pink color that does not change throughout the seasons, even when the water is removed. The lake is about 1969 feet long and about 820 feet wide, lying right next to the blue ocean, creating a stunning contrast. The exact reason behind the strange color is still unknown, though scientists believe it is linked to salt-loving bacteria and pigment-producing algae. From above, Lake Hillier looks like a glowing pink jewel set between dark green forests and the deep blue ocean. Its color remains stable year-round, regardless of temperature or rainfall, adding even more mystery to its nature. The surreal beauty and unexplained phenomena make Lake Hillier one of the rarest natural wonders on Earth. Lord Howe Island is known as an isolated paradise with an area of only about 5 square miles, but possessing rich and unique wildlife. The island allows a maximum of about 400 visitors at a time to protect its fragile environment. The coral reef surrounding the island is considered the southernmost coral reef in the world, where tropical and subtropical fish thrive in crystal clear waters over 100 feet deep. Cliffs rising over 2,800 feet create majestic scenery, like giant walls dividing the sea and the sky. The landscape of Lord Howe Island was formed from the remains of an ancient volcano that existed over 7 million years ago. The night sky here is crystal clear, filled with countless sparkling stars, making the island one of the best stargazing places in the world. Wadi Shab is one of the most strangely beautiful valleys in Oman, where fresh mountain water meets the sea to form green-blue pools. The crystal-clear pools are deeper than 10 feet, surrounded by bright orange and yellow sandstone cliffs. To reach the hidden cave, visitors must swim through a narrow rock passage just a few feet wide, revealing a stunning waterfall. The valley air stays surprisingly cool compared to the outside desert heat, creating the feeling of stepping into a secret world. The mix of stone, water, and sunlight makes Wadi Shab one of the world's most mesmerizing and vibrant natural wonders. Wadi Bani Khalid is famous for its emerald green pools that exist year-round in the middle of a harsh desert, forming one of the world's great oases. The valley's pools are deeper than 13 feet, with crystal-clear, cool water surrounded by brilliant yellow sandstone cliffs. The flowing stream continues year-round, even though outside temperatures can rise above 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. The combination of water, rock, and sunlight at Wadi Bani Khalid creates a rare and mesmerizing natural wonder amid a harsh land. Kersham Island is famous for its strange geological landscape, where deep erosion valleys, limestone mountains, and ancient salt caves create a completely different world. Covering more than 580 square miles, this island is the largest in the Persian Gulf and hosts the only UNESCO-recognized geopark in the Middle East. The valleys are dozens of feet deep, and the salt cave system extends longer than 4 miles, showing millions of years of natural erosion. Many fossilized mudflats preserve traces of ancient marine life, turning the island into a rare open-air natural museum. Each day, the landscape shifts colors from grayish-white to golden orange under the sunlight, painting a vivid and surreal panorama. Some rugged areas of the island remain unexplored, making Kersham Island one of the most mysterious and magical places in the Middle East. McMurdo Dry Valleys is the driest place in Antarctica, with very low humidity and almost no snowfall for millions of years. Its landscape looks like a distant planet, with bare rocky ground, frozen salt lakes, and strong winds blowing away surface soil. The yearly temperature usually stays below -58 degrees Fahrenheit, which freezes most normal life. Some lakes have ice layers about 15 feet thick, but water underneath stays liquid due to extremely high salt levels. NASA once tested equipment here for Mars because the surface and conditions are very similar to the red planet. Standing in the middle of the dry valleys, people feel like they are lost on another world. Life exists here in a quiet and completely different way. Mosquito Bay is the brightest bioluminescent bay on Earth, where the water glows bright blue every time there is even a small movement. This magical effect happens thanks to thousands of tiny plankton that light up when disturbed in every single drop of ocean water. When you paddle a boat, wave your hand, or fish swim by the water, lights up like shooting stars beneath the ocean surface. The glowing light comes completely from natural biological reactions with no technology or artificial lights involved in the effect. The glowing only happens when temperature, salinity, and the moon phase all come together under specific natural conditions. Because all these elements rarely align perfectly, each glowing night becomes a priceless and unforgettable moment for every visitor. Lake Abraham is famous for its unique frozen methane bubbles, creating a surreal winter scene unlike any other place in the world. The white bubbles form when methane gas rises from decaying plants and gets trapped under the lake's clear, frozen surface. Each cloudy round bubble stacks in layers like flying saucers, making the lake look like something from a science fiction movie. The scene becomes even more magical when sunlight reflects off the surface, making the bubbles sparkle like stars inside a crystal dome. This lake is a perfect place for scientists to study frozen lakes' roles in the carbon cycle and global climate change. The ice bubble phenomenon only appears during very cold winter, making each visit rare and truly unforgettable. Grand Canyon is one of the rare natural wonders where people can see Earth's history with their own eyes. The rock layers here are nearly 2 billion years old, much older than the Himalayan mountains. Although it looks dry, Grand Canyon has multiple climate zones, with the bottom reaching over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, while snow can fall at the top. The temperature difference between the rim and the bottom can reach 45 degrees Fahrenheit, causing heat shock for unprepared visitors. A cloud inversion appears when thick fog fills the canyon in early winter mornings, creating a surreal sea of clouds. Many native cultures believe this canyon is a gateway between the human world and the spirit world, where ancestors are still honored through ancient rituals. The Amazon rainforest is called the green lung of the Earth because it produces about 20% of the planet's oxygen and helps regulate the global climate. With a massive size and dense ecosystems, it is home to over 3 million species, many of which are still undiscovered. Some trees here grow as tall as 230 feet, with canopies as wide as a soccer field, blocking most sunlight from reaching the ground. The forest stays humid all year, and the rising water vapor is so thick it forms clouds that affect weather patterns thousands of miles away. Some rivers during the rainy season can reach up to 25 miles wide, spreading like an inland sea. Every step into the forest feels like entering a mysterious, untouched world beyond human reach. Victoria Falls is one of the most powerful natural wonders in the world, located in a remote area of Africa, surrounded by jungle and hard-to-reach plains. The waterfall is over 1 mile wide and nearly 350 feet tall, with water falling like a giant wall and mist rising hundreds of feet into the air. A special natural event, often seen here, is a double rainbow or a full circle rainbow when sunlight passes through the thick mist at noon. Locals call this place the smoke that thunders because of the loud roar and the non-stop rising mist. Many travelers say that standing before the falls makes them feel small and brings up deep emotions. This waterfall is not just a beautiful place, it is a powerful experience that awakens awareness of life, nature, and human limits. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world, reaching about 29,032 feet, representing the ultimate limit set by nature for humans. The climate here is extreme, with temperatures dropping below -76 degrees Fahrenheit and winds over 200 miles per hour, enough to freeze a person in minutes. Oxygen at the summit is only about 1/3 of what it is at sea level, causing hallucinations, brain swelling, and possible death without oxygen tanks. Because of its height, a person standing at the top during clear weather can see the curve of the Earth. Along the climbing route are hundreds of climbers' bodies frozen in ice, now serving as eerie landmarks. Everest is not just a mountain, it is a brutal test of courage, endurance, and deep respect for nature's power. Aurora Borealis, also called the Northern Lights, is one of the most spectacular and mysterious light shows in the Arctic sky. They appear when charged particles from solar wind hit Earth's atmosphere at heights between 50 and 400 miles, creating colorful ribbons of light. These lights can shift form from thin streaks to swirling circles like a spiral, reacting quickly to changes in the magnetic field. When you watch, the temperature often drops below -22 degrees Fahrenheit, and the cold air makes the lights look even more vivid. This phenomenon is never the same twice, and each display is unique and cannot be repeated. Every appearance leaves viewers in awe, feeling almost hypnotized by the dancing light in the sky. Machu Picchu sits at about 79 and 70 feet above sea level, showcasing stonework so precise that no mortar is needed. It was built in the mid-15th century under Emperor Pachakutai and vanished into the jungle for over 4 centuries before being rediscovered in 1911. The terraced fields on the mountainside both prevent erosion and retain moisture for crops, creating impressive layers. The Intihuatana stone, also called the Sun Fastener, served as an astronomical tool to mark the spring and autumn equinoxes. Mist-covered mountain peaks surround the site like a natural fortress, making Machu Picchu feel like a city floating among clouds. Because it was abandoned and hidden by forest, most structures have been preserved intact to this day, revealing Inca cultural history. Serengeti National Park lies in northern Tanzania and spans about 5,700 square miles of pristine grasslands. It has the highest wildlife density on Earth, with millions of wildebeest, zebras, and predators interacting in a rich ecosystem. The Great Migration allows 15,000 wildebeest to travel hundreds of miles each year in search of water and fresh grazing, creating a spectacular scene. At sunrise, the Golden Plains glow like a carpet of light, while sunset brings fiery red skies and silhouettes of wild animals crossing the horizon. The vast flat savanna offers endless views and, combined with satellite tracking, allows researchers to monitor herd movements. The ecotourism model, integrated with research and education, has inspired conservation efforts worldwide. Galapagos Islands is a volcanic archipelago located about 600 miles west of Ecuador's coast, covering nearly 3,100 square miles. This place is world famous for its unique biodiversity and the highest level of endemism on Earth. The dormant volcano peaks rise close to 5,700 feet into the clouds, creating a dramatic landscape. The marine ecosystem is home to hundreds of brightly colored fish and rich coral reefs, making it a standout ocean park. Charles Darwin first noted its impact on evolutionary theory when he observed differences among species on the islands. Galapagos Islands are a living testament to nature's dynamics and the deep connection between organisms and their environment. Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system on Earth, spanning about 133,000 square miles off the coast of Queensland, Australia. It formed over millions of years from volcanic activity and calcium deposits from sea creatures, creating a vast underwater maze of colorful reefs. With over 1,600 fish species and 600 types of hard and soft corals living together, it is a marine biodiversity hotspot. Coral reefs also absorb about 3,000 tons of carbon dioxide each year, helping to regulate the global climate. The dome-shaped reef layers clearly separate shallow water from deeper channels, reflecting light in a shimmering, glass-like display. Great Barrier Reef is a symbol of nature's majestic yet fragile beauty, reminding us of the importance of conservation. Chocolate Hills contains over 1,200 cone-shaped hills, each averaging from 100 to 160 feet tall across a wide, flat landscape. The near-perfect consistency in size and spacing makes it hard for scientists to offer a convincing explanation. One theory says they were once seabed limestone, but no clear answer explains how they rose and changed in such synchronized patterns. From above, the hills form repeating geometric shapes that look like they were designed using some ancient plan never discovered. Legends say this area seals the memory of the Earth, and the hills are just the visible part of something buried long ago. During certain sunsets, the light and shadows between the hills form precise intersecting lines that some believe are hidden ancient symbols. Iguazu Falls is a massive waterfall system with over 270 falls stretching nearly 2 miles and dropping from about 260 feet with a thunderous roar. The sound of the falls can be heard from over 12 miles away, and the ground trembles lightly as if standing on a living being. Some water streams here continue shifting upstream a few inches each year, showing that the waterfall system is still constantly moving. Ancient local people believed this place was the eye of the earth, where all souls must pass and no truth can be hidden. During special moments like solar eclipses, water levels around the falls shift slightly without tidal cause, as if influenced by an unseen force. Some researchers believe this site may connect to deep underground energy channels still unknown to humanity. Yellowstone is the world's first national park, located above a massive supervolcano with a magma chamber miles deep underground. The landscape here features geysers shooting over 100 feet high, colorful hot springs, and natural boiling lakes that constantly release steam. The bright colors in geothermal areas come from heat-loving bacteria, creating vibrant bands rarely seen elsewhere. Beneath the surface are gas chambers and underground rivers still unexplored, which could shift dramatically if heat or pressure changes. This place holds not only geological value, but also represents wild nature with old forests, grasslands, and rich animal life. Strict conservation efforts include modern sensors, tracking seismic activity, and protecting the entire valuable ecosystem. "12 Apostles" is a group of giant limestone towers about 160 feet tall, standing alone in the ocean and creating a surreal coastal scene. Under ultraviolet light, parts of the rock surface show spiral wave patterns like ancient symbols that remain completely undecoded by scientists. At sunset, some people saw thin beams of light stretch along the rocks as if hidden energy streams were flowing through the area. The sea surface near these rocks sometimes glows faintly, as if fluorescent, though no special marine life has ever been found nearby. One tower collapsed suddenly without any big wave or earthquake, and the air around it seemed to vibrate like pressure had built up. All these signs make some researchers believe this place may hold natural phenomena that science has not yet fully documented or understood. Chalk cliffs on Rügen has bright white chalk walls about 400 feet tall, standing between blue sea and forest, creating a surreal, dramatic view. At sunrise, the cliff surface reflects a strange pale blue light, making the entire area seem to glow with hidden energy. Soil near the cliff edge sometimes sinks slightly, then returns to normal within minutes, without showing signs of erosion or external pressure. Some vapor columns near the cliffs stand completely still in the air, like frozen curtains, blocking vision and creating a strange illusion. Underground sensors detect weak electromagnetic pulses that continue for long periods, but no clear source has ever been found. All of these strange effects suggest this place may be hiding an ancient energy layer or unknown structure beneath the cliffs. Turda Gorge is a limestone canyon about 2 miles long, with vertical rock walls reaching up to 650 feet tall, forming a breathtaking natural scene. Electronic devices like cameras or phones sometimes stop working in the central area, even when fully charged and with no technical problems. There were reports of people briefly losing direction when the trail vanished before their eyes and reappeared a few minutes later. Ultraviolet light revealed deep, circular marks carved into the rock, following a pattern that appears created by unknown tools or forces. Some visitors felt brief dizziness and shortness of breath inside the gorge, but recovered instantly after returning to open air. There is a narrow section where sound seems to disappear completely and voices vanish into silence without any echo. Linear pillars is one of the most spectacular geological wonders, made of ancient sedimentary rock over 500 million years old. Its location is deep in the wilderness and hard to reach due to harsh conditions and lack of infrastructure. In winter, the area is fully covered by snow and ice, while in summer, it can only be reached by boat. The site holds fossil records of marine life from the Precambrian and Cambrian periods, valuable for ancient Earth research. The stone columns rise over 500 feet tall and stand closely along the river, creating a surreal and majestic view. Lena Pillars is seen as hidden because of its remote location and being outside mainstream tourism routes. Lena Pillars is one of the most spectacular geological wonders, made of ancient sedimentary rock over 500 million years old. Its location is deep in the wilderness and hard to reach due to harsh conditions and lack of infrastructure. In winter, the area is fully covered by snow and ice, while in summer, it can only be reached by boat. The site holds fossil records of marine life from the Precambrian and Cambrian periods, valuable for ancient Earth research. The stone columns rise over 500 feet tall and stand closely along the river, creating a surreal and majestic view. Lena Pillars is seen as hidden because of its remote location and being outside mainstream tourism routes. Puerto Princesa subterranean river was formed over millions of years by limestone erosion and includes a complex cave system with a river over 5 miles long, flowing through a mountain. This river is one of the longest underground rivers in the world that boats can travel on, and is surrounded by old forest and limestone hills. Inside the cave, strange shapes of stalactites and stalagmites look like temple columns, stone towers, or animals, reflecting light in a surreal way. Some side tunnels are still unexplored and may hold isolated ecosystems or underground lakes never recorded before. Local legends say ancient spirits live in the cave and visitors might hear mysterious whispers at night. This area is strictly protected and only allows a limited number of visitors each day to preserve the natural environment and support scientific research on tropical underground rivers. Pembrokeshire is a wild coastal region in the far west, far from major cities and hard to reach due to hilly terrain, narrow roads, and changing weather. This area holds ancient rock layers, formed hundreds of millions of years ago, including metamorphic and sedimentary rocks shaped by sea erosion. It is also home to our rare marine animals and plants, valuable for biology and climate change studies. Pembrokeshire carries strong Celtic heritage with old legends and signs of ancient civilizations carved into the rocks. Its rarity comes from untouched sea landscapes combined with long geological history and little commercial impact. Many areas are only reachable by foot or boat, giving it a hidden and isolated feeling. The wave was formed about 190 million years ago when sand dunes turned into stone after a long time of wind and rain erosion. The curved rock layers look like ocean waves and mix natural colors of red, orange, and yellow to create strong visual effects. Some visitors reported feeling disoriented while standing between the tilted stone lines, and GPS devices sometimes lose signal for unknown reasons. When the weather turns cloudy, the rock color can shift to dark purple for a few minutes, as if glowing from inside. At certain times of the year, sunlight hits the surface just right, and forms the shape of a giant eye watching visitors. These strange events make the wave not only beautiful, but also mysterious and difficult for science to fully explain. The wave was formed about 190 million years ago when sand dunes turned into stone after a long time of wind and rain erosion. The curved rock layers look like ocean waves and mix natural colors of red, orange, and yellow to create strong visual effects. Some visitors reported feeling disoriented while standing between the tilted stone lines, and GPS devices sometimes lose signal for unknown reasons. When the weather turns cloudy, the rock color can shift to dark purple for a few minutes, as if glowing from inside. At certain times of the year, sunlight hits the surface just right and forms the shape of a giant eye watching visitors. These strange events make the wave not only beautiful, but also mysterious and difficult for science to fully explain. Santorini is a volcanic island in Greece, famous for steep cliffs and its globally recognized white and blue architecture. The island formed after a massive volcanic eruption around 3,600 years ago, creating a huge water-filled crater in the Aegean Sea. Cliffs rising about 1,000 feet above deep blue waters create a majestic and surreal scene unlike anywhere else. Locals grow grapes in volcanic ash without using water because the soil holds moisture and minerals for the plants. The sea becomes very deep, just a few steps from shore, because of the collapsed volcanic crater beneath. Dry weather and year-round sunlight create a light reflection that makes every sunset look like a natural light show. Rovinj is a coastal town with deep historical roots that was once an isolated island before being connected to the mainland. What makes it special is that old houses were built directly on the cliff edge, where sea waves can hit the ground floor windows. Many walls still show traces of coral and seashells, proving that builders used raw sea stones in construction. An artistic atmosphere fills the air, as many painters live here and believe the light and watercolors in Rovinj are deeply emotional. This place is also known for strange natural phenomena, like mysterious green lights at night and a gentle light swirl at sunset. Even though it feels modern at times, Rovinj still preserves a quiet, timeless charm, like a perfect slice of history frozen in place. Lake Natron is one of the most dangerous and strange lakes in the world, known for its blood-red color and its ability to turn animals to stone. The water can reach up to 120 degrees F, and the pH level rises to 10.5, creating extreme conditions that can cause chemical burns on human skin. Animals that land on the water often get mummified in nearly perfect shape, which is a shocking and rare event in nature. Yet this place is the only breeding ground for a type of flamingo that lives and hatches chicks where few other species can survive. Some photographers describe this lake as another planet, where art and death live side by side. Because of its unique terrain, NASA once used this area to simulate conditions on Mars, showing its appeal beyond Earth. Keystone Canyon is a deep mountain gorge in Alaska, known for its towering cliffs and powerful waterfalls flowing year-round. Its rugged terrain and harsh weather, especially in winter when thick snow and ice cover the area, make it extremely hard to access. The canyon holds historical value, once connected to the expansion efforts in the American frontier. It is also a perfect site for geological studies with ancient rock layers and rare frozen waterfall phenomena. The canyon's rarity and untouched state make it special, offering only the pure sounds of nature without tourist crowds. The silence and the contrast between soft-flowing water and massive rocks create a deep emotional impact for visitors. Chingi de Bemaraha is a sharp limestone region formed millions of years ago as rain eroded ancient stone into a maze of cliffs over hundreds of feet tall. The dense and steep rock formations create a stone forest called Tingi, meaning a place where one cannot walk barefoot. Its surreal beauty comes when light shines into the deep gaps, creating magical effects like another world. What few people know is that the ecosystem in Singi is almost isolated, with lemurs, reptiles, and plants that only live there and adapt to limestone. Local legends say the stone crevices are homes to ancestral spirits, and some areas remain sacred and forbidden to enter. Chingi de Bemaraha is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is strictly protected. Mutarazi Falls is the tallest waterfall in Zimbabwe with a height of over 790 feet, formed by geological faulting and millions of years of river erosion. The water falls straight from a high cliff into a deep gorge, creating a silver mist, an echoing sound through the forest. In the morning, sunlight passes through the mist to form floating rainbows in the valley, turning the scene into a vivid, dreamlike painting. Many visitors say they feel weightless near the edge of the falls, where space feels stretched and time becomes strangely quiet. A local legend says Mutarazi is home to ancestor spirits, and the falling water is their whispering voices. The air Pilot Rock is a volcanic rock formation about 570 feet tall, formed around 25 million years ago when magma cools beneath Earth's surface. Over millions of years, softer rocks around it eroded away, revealing a hard vertical structure with long cracks from fast cooling. It stands out not just for its dramatic shape, but also as a meeting point for multiple ecosystems that support rare plants and birds. Indigenous people once called it the rock standing up and viewed it as a sacred place tied to spiritual rituals. During the 19th century migration, this rock served as a major landmark, guiding travelers across the wild landscape. Today, the area is carefully protected, especially during peregrine falcon nesting season, and attracts hikers and nature lovers